What if the person who's lied to you the most isn't your teacher, your boss, your friends, or even the internet? What if it's you? Not because you're dishonest, but because your brain is designed to protect you, even if that means hiding the truth from yourself. And once you notice these lies, you'll start seeing them everywhere. Think about the promises you've made to yourself. I'll start on Monday. I'm just too busy right now. I work better under pressure. I'll be happy when I finally succeed. They sound believable, comforting even. But months pass. Nothing changes. The scary part? You don't realize you're lying, because the most convincing lies are the ones we tell ourselves. Have you ever noticed how it's easier to blame a lack of time than admit you're afraid to fail? Or easier to say, I'm waiting for the right moment, instead of, I'm scared of what might happen if I try? We've all done it. Not because we're weak, because our brains hate emotional pain. Here's why. Psychologists use the term cognitive dissonance to describe what happens when our actions don't match our beliefs. Imagine you believe you're disciplined, but you've spent 3 hours scrolling social media instead of studying. Your brain now has two choices: change your behavior or change the story. Changing your behavior takes effort. Changing the story takes seconds. So your mind whispers, I deserved a break. I'll make up for it tomorrow. Today's just not the right day. Instantly, the discomfort disappears. The lie isn't there to hurt you. It's there to protect your self-image. Your brain would rather protect your ego today than protect your future. Imagine a cracked mirror. Instead of fixing the crack, you simply convince yourself the reflection is accurate. That's what self-deception looks like. It doesn't change reality. It only changes what you're willing to see. And the longer you believe the reflection, the harder it becomes to change. History is full of examples. Successful companies have ignored obvious warning signs because admitting they were wrong felt too painful. Athletes have blamed bad luck instead of poor preparation. Even brilliant people can convince themselves they're making progress when they're actually avoiding the truth. Intelligence doesn't protect you from self-deception. Sometimes it makes you better at justifying it. So how do you stop lying to yourself? Start by replacing judgment with curiosity. Instead of asking, why am I so lazy? Ask, what am I avoiding? That single question often reveals more truth than hours of overthinking. Next, pay attention to the stories you repeat most often. I don't have time. I'm not ready. I'll start later. Ask yourself, is this a fact or a comforting excuse? Sometimes it really is a fact, but many times, it's a story your brain created to avoid discomfort. Finally, let your actions become your evidence. Don't define yourself by your intentions. Define yourself by what you repeatedly do. Because your habits tell the truth long before your words do. Here's the hardest truth I ever learned. Your future isn't destroyed by one big lie. It's shaped by hundreds of tiny ones. The excuses nobody hears. The promises nobody checks. The conversations you have with yourself when no one else is around. Those moments quietly decide the direction of your life. But here's the good news. The moment you become aware of your own self-deception, it begins to lose its power. You can't change what you refuse to see. But once you see it, you finally have a choice. So the next time you hear yourself say, I'll do it tomorrow, pause. Ask yourself one question. Am I telling myself the truth? Or just telling myself a story that feels better? Because the biggest breakthrough in your life won't happen when you learn something new. It will happen the day you become completely honest with yourself. That's where real growth begins.